Stay with the reaction on the State of the Nation address. Labour Union, that's Labour Federation, Cosatu, has welcomed the President's address. It's endorsed several of his proposals, including the creation of a state bank. Now, the union's president, or the Federation's president, I should say, Zingiswa Losi, talks to us now from our studios in Cape Town. Ms. Losi, thank you very much for your time. Why are you so chuffed with the whole element around the state bank?
Thank you very much, Xoli, for having us here. Indeed, we welcome the State of the Nation address from the President, particularly on this issue that you are raising of the state bank. You would understand that Cosatu has always held a resolution that we need to have a state bank, but we also moved further and said we need to have a workers' bank. And this will also deal with the monopoly in the banking sector of the 5 major banks, and it will also be able to cater for the poorest of the poor who, when they enter these big banks, are told that you are a risk and we cannot afford to give you any funding. So we hope that the establishment of this state bank, which has been long coming, will now be realized.
Let's talk about Eskom and their announcement yesterday that managers are going to be given voluntary severance packages. Your reaction to this?
Well, we want to note that as a federation, because we respect the internal processes that should unfold. We understand that there are unions that are located in Eskom, and that matter is a matter for negotiations and the bargaining processes. But we also say that indeed Cosatu, in its proposed plan, has also called for the audit in relation to the staff at Eskom, and we must be told that where is the staff bloated and what are the skills that they have. Is there an opportunity for those people to be redeployed? And so we are saying that we want to respect that process, but we note it and we hope that the unions internally at Eskom will be able to deal with those matters.
Ms. Losi, your federation is on record as having said if anyone is going to be retrenched, you actually need to start at management level because you believed that that structure was bloated. Now that that seems to be coming through, are you also willing to make sacrifices?
Look, Xoli, you can't start by saying we should or are we willing to make sacrifices, and I suspect that you are referring to the lowest paid worker at Eskom. We have always argued that the problems at Eskom are not necessarily about the workers who are carrying the burden every day, but it is indeed about what has happened even through state capture that has led us to where we are. So this process of VSPs that is being talked about by the management of Eskom, and the fact that they're going to start at the management level, that's why we're saying we want to note that and we want to respect the processes internally at Eskom. But of course, as we have said in our proposed plan to save Eskom, that part of the issues is exactly what the management is doing. But whether it is the correct thing to retrench or give VSPs, we think that that must be subjected to internal processes.
Ms. Losi, final question to you. You have a union that organizes in the health sector, that's NEHAO. There are reports this morning that the South African government intends flying back South Africans who are in China, and they are going to be quarantined in Bloemfontein in a facility in Tabanchu. Are you aware of these plans?
Well, I'm not aware of this plan. I'm hearing it as you are raising it. I have not followed it. I have not heard of it. And we think that NEHAO, as you correctly put it, that is a union in that sector, should be able to engage the government on any matters that are related to the public, to the health care in this country, but also including DINOSA, that is also representing democratic nurses in our country.
All right. Thank you very much for your time, Zingiswa Losi. She is the president of Cosatu, joining us on the State of the Nation address and the reaction there. Well, on